The lazy kitty got up. Look at that. You finally got up, didn't you? Did you get enough to sleep? Look at that little kitty and its whiskers. Meow, 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 meow. What do you want for Thanksgiving, kitty? Some catnip? Maybe for Christmas? Maybe we'll give you some of the turkey. You little turkey. All right, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. We're looking at 202,320 miles on the speedometer. And I'm gonna reset the trip charge, or trip counter, sorry. And there is Lake Worth. And we're getting closer to this one Walmart. We sent out an offer and a few of them. So, started a little late today. Linda had to go to a job interview. There's the lonely boat dock. Nobody on it. All right, well, I don't know. Is that somebody? No, just a little orange thing. All right, verifying ID for a Home Depot check. Go closer, be still, and smile. I was waiting on a Walmart one, but I waited more than 15 minutes, you know, for the offer to be accepted. It wasn't necessarily, it was accepted, but it was $51 going out in Alton. They were taking too long. So anyway, this is a Home Depot one, it's $10. The pickup is 6.3 miles. We'll be there in 8 minutes. We'll arrive at 3:37 in the PM. Home Depot. Remember to check the resettable odometer, which is the trip counter. And I just zeroed out here. I sometimes call this the trip charge, but it's the trip counter, trip charge to some. But it's a resettable odometer, and I'm gonna have it set here. So if I forget tomorrow, if I forget tonight to set it, if I forget tonight to check it, I'll be able to check it tomorrow. See? That way we'll know by the next day how much we did, just in case. Okay? So I want to make that sure you understand that. So the next day I'll vlog that and you'll see what I did from the day before. We're going to make that a new habit, hopefully. We're going to see if we can do that. All right? And timer, I think yesterday was 6 hours. So in 6 hours I made $98, and that was because I was doing a Fanatics. I'm sorry, a Fanatics. I was doing a Fanatics delivery. It's like a warehouse delivery way out in Dallas. People say they don't get them all the time. So that kind of a bonus for Roadie is what I would say that is. Every once in a while you can go out and do 30 something deliveries and make $100. And it only took me 6 hours to do it. So a little more than $10 an hour on that one. More like, I don't know. I'll do the exact math later. So I made $98 in 6 hours, so that was $16.3 an hour on that day. No blinker. No blinker. Brave. All right, we're headed to Home Depot. All right, so we went with the Roadie one. For $10 drop off at your doorstep. Dimension. It's going to Aledo or Lido. That's how they say it. Okay, so not too bad on logistics. It's a $10 in wage payment to me for the delivery, and that's 13 miles. We'll be there in 19 minutes. We'll arrive at 4:03 p.m. is the little town of Aledo. There's railroad tracks right here. I guess it's kind of set up kind of like an old western town. It just says hair right there. That'd be for a haircut. And there's their meal and diner. Aledo Diners right there. And there's Elm Street, a church. It's about maybe a mile long or so. And then it keeps going down this way, and there's a sign that talks about, well, here's one that says Aledo. It talks about the establishment of Aledo. All right, we got a medication pickup in Fort Worth. It'll be a total of 18 miles. Arrive in 22 minutes, 4:37 p.m. All right, this is the Aledo sign, established in 1882. We're at the phone call where it shows the number, and then above it says United States. It's weird. You can still see the area code though. All right, the medical district in Fort Worth is right past 8th Avenue down this way, off of Rosedale this way. Texas Center for Infectious Disease Association. TCBIA. All right, we're at TCIDA, and they're wanting me to go 51 miles, which I will go for 1 hour and 26 minutes. I'll arrive at 6:10 p.m. for $29. So I would think this one would be $51, or at least $50 for the drop. So I missed it by $20, but that's what they think they can do. So let's see if they get away with it overall in the long run. This vlog is being held on November 22nd, 2023. I believe so, yeah, November 22nd, 2023. So I don't agree with this payment amount. I'm not going to argue about the Fanatics one yesterday, but I do not agree with this. 51 miles should be $50, okay? So they're only paying $29. Explain it to me, I don't know. I guess if you go by hours, that's about a little under $29 an hour. It'd be like almost $25 an hour, but I don't know. I think if everyone's on the same page, a lot of these things should be $1 a mile. That makes sense to the delivery driver. $1 a mile. But they can't, if they can't afford to do that, then who is backing their company? We're talking about fair wage here. That's what I'm talking about when I don't agree with it. I'm talking about that I think that if they're going to have a delivery company, then they're also going to have what's called fair wage, right? So we're going to be fair to one another for people that have to do this. Because if we're not fair to one another, then we hurt one another, right? That's why I have to pay money on a tip charge, or money for the tip jar kind of thing, right? Because people aren't completely fair all the time. Hurts other people. Okay, we'll see. We're vlogging it now for a reason. So, anyway, I don't mean to complain. I'm just speaking my mind. We're going to stop at the new QT. It's right here off of Lancaster, and get a little bit of gas. Probably just a little bit. I don't know exactly how much gas is right now. I think the last time it was like $2.70 per gallon. And here it is right here. It's a pretty nice quick trip right here. The corner of Lancaster and Henderson. That's Lancaster. And that's Henderson. Also, that's the Masonic Lodge, which is right next to the new QT. So we're gonna see what kind of hot dogs they have at this new QT. There's a Masonic Lodge right there. And there's the new QT. They do have a special. You get a free Dr. Pepper with any purchase of a grilled cheese. Sounds like a pretty good deal. I'm going for the hot dog. Looks like we're gonna go with the jalapeno. Looks like we're gonna go with gourmet ranch. Not a whole lot. A little bit there. I think they got the good stuff. Try a little bit of celery. Okay. And then this stuff's actually pretty good too. In there, she's from the Bronx. She's working at QT. It's a really great QT. They got great dogs and everything. I was telling her, I love the Bronx, I love Brooklyn, I love all of New York. And she was stationed, she's in the military. I didn't get the branch, but we were talking about 9/11 for a minute. She's a pretty cool lady. It's weird, you know, it's a small world, all the way from New York. She's down here in Fort Worth, Texas. Huh. How massive this QT is. They have a mural on the wall right here. Sorry about that. That's the area code of the QT, Fort Worth. You just walk down this long way with the restaurant and everything. When you come out here, you can see how massive it is right here. It's huge right here. It's actual QT, it's great. Guys, last time I had the QT napkin upside down. So this time, QT napkin right side up. And there's the dog. Going for a better hot dog vlog at QT. Now, I have to be neat. So we're going with a fork. And I'm gonna have to get this out of the way because I gotta get this delivery on and I got gas. But I got hungry and I wanted a hot dog. So it's a QT dog jalapeno. And this is like a pickle. That should be the thumbnail right there, probably. Hot dog, ah! And then I gotta eat this and I'm head over to Plano. And this, it's a medical drop. Can't Roadie go to the state or the government to help them out so they can up the payment for these drivers, these poor people that have to do this stuff? They need security on all types of jobs. It just, no, I don't know, here we go. It's a good one. It's a good hot dog. I just think they should find a way to at least pay them $1 a mile. It's my own opinion. We can't really strike because no one cares. It's like other people would just use the app. But you take what you can get. Put a dog. All right, we're gonna head on our way. Look at the Masonic Lodge for now. Or it's actually, officially it's Masonic Temple. But they really decorate it and they're not shy about it. It's not like they're trying to hide. They're right there in the corner of the middle of Fort Worth. And they're right next to this, one of the nicest QTs I've ever seen, which is right here in Fort Worth. A lady from the Bronx works there. Maybe she moved into town. QT's not a bad job. They got great benefits. And she's really, like, big smile on her face. Seems really happy being there, so. QT's, you know, it's tough. It's kind of like, I figure it's probably like banking, but I don't know. I worked in the bank for 4.5 years, but I've considered QT. I considered doing I considered doing being a secret shopper one time for QT. I almost took it because you could work different hours. They like you working late at night, and it wasn't like extremely high pay, but it was something interesting. But I had an opportunity to window of doing it. It was right when I was getting involved in A.D.W.C, so I wasn't able to take both at the same time. So I chose A.D.W.C to give that a chance, which is only door-to-door commissions. And I did that for about a week, and with no sale, I left. So only the best survive in that field, and they're door-to-door salesmen, many out of the oil field that I had worked with. So I don't know, if I would have got one sale, I'd still be with A.D.W.C and knocking on doors. I wouldn't be able to vlog like the inside of it, really. I'm limited on what I can vlog if I take a job. Like if I wait tables again, which p.s.s, I was gonna try out p.s.s. It would be very difficult. I'd only be able to talk about it. Anyway, we still have 1 hour to go. I'm gonna try to keep it down. This is only a 2-minute little segment right here. We'll be there at 6:26 p.m. 48 minutes. Really, to be honest, you know, people always New York, New York, New York. And I agree, New York is, you know, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. But every Bronx is going to be similar to probably like every city to a certain degree. The credit jeweler's closed down. There's the, I think they're celebrating Christmas here at the courthouse. Some of the judges here are, you know, I don't want to get into it, but anyway, I'm going to talk about law or legality, but every borough of New York, you know, can be compared to, you know, any like little city or whatever. You know, it's not a whole lot different on transportation wise. They've got great subways, but I always watch Cash Jordan, and his stuff is like nightmarish, you know. I don't think he's their best critic of New York City. You know, like Tom D. Jones, who's a lawyer, who's a lawyer, he kind of has a witty tongue and talks, you know, favorably about the history of New York. But Cash Jordan, who does real estate and also talks about the city, he trash talks the city big time. And I don't know, but he also does news reports. He mixes in with news reports. You don't have a lot of bloggers like, I love New York, I love New York. There's probably a few, don't get me wrong, I haven't found them yet. But it's an exciting city to visit. It's hard to stay there and live there, you know. It's not the easiest place in the world to live. It gets cold. It's one of the, you know, it's not the coldest city, but because I lived in Maine, but it is, you know, it gets chilly, and it gets really bitter cold in the wintertime. They do rely on great transportation, or at least they have it. There's dangers of the transportation, but a lot of people do like Fort Worth as kind of a getaway. A little bit. It's not the easiest town either. Dallas is rougher, and Houston is, like, I've heard to stay away from Houston. I don't know anything about Houston because I've only passed through it. I don't mind Fort Worth. It is kind of, it could be a vacation to some. Compared to all the stuff that goes on in the Bronx, New York is probably, Fort Worth is probably, it could be a vacation to her. I don't know. I don't know her perspective on Fort Worth. The summer is hard. I'm telling you guys, you come here in Texas, summertime, get yourself a portable air conditioner. It's miserably hellish hot. Like, it's like the planet Mercury. I mean, it's bad. Wintertime, it gets a little cozy. We're dealing with 62 degrees Fahrenheit. So we are an extreme weather state. So it does snow and ice, and it does get cold. But, you know, Linda's still using the air conditioner. The portable air conditioner. She uses it every night, and like I tell her to turn it off because I like to get a little warm and, you know, cozy, and I'll turn the heat on and say, okay, now turn the air conditioner off for just a minute because I'm going to get in the shower. I just like a little bit of heat to come in, then I'll turn the heat back off, then she turns the air conditioner back on. So she's kind of cold-blooded or whatever, hot-blooded, or it's just hot-blooded, I don't know, one of the two. but that's what she does. So just like I say, you know, Fort Worth it could be kind of a vacation if you lived in New York, but when you come here in the summertime, you're going to sweat. It's going to be hot. You're going to be a little miserable, and you're going to be like, hey, I kind of miss New York. Now, I miss visiting New York, and I miss going to like the restaurants and hanging out and seeing the great theater. They got the best entertainment. They got the best bread. They've got some of the best pizza. They've got some great sights, lots of history. It's exciting. But I migrated back here, maybe it was so I thought maybe I could expand as an artist. I felt like the competition there was immense. New York City is like, if you make it there, you make it anywhere, you know. But hey, you know, Fort Worth has good theater. They have some great museums, and people are friendly. They try to smile at one another and wave. In New York, sometimes they push you in front of the subway just to be mean, and that's really mean, because that could kill you, and sometimes it does kill people. So there's probably a little more fear in New York. I don't know if you can compare it to Philly, because David Lynch always talks about how horribly scared he was in Philadelphia. But I'm going to say it's a small, quaint city. I'm talking about Fort Worth. And they do have a Loop 820, which is kind of like a gate. And there's good people there, you know. So we try to keep the good people in there. So anyway, that's all I have to say. And I'm not the best. Trust me, I'm paying a fine for being bad. But there is hospitality. So, and also if you come to Texas, we will work you. We'll find you some type of work. That's for sure.